Hey guys, Mr. Bierbauer here with another art lesson. This week is going to be a little bit of a review of some things we looked at in the fall. We're going to be focusing on the elements of art and we're looking at lines, just so I can make sure everybody's on the same page. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this lesson. So you're just going to need a paper and really anything to draw with. You can use a pencil. I would even suggest maybe using a marker or a pen if you have it, but crayons, markers, color pencils all work as well. We're going to start with our artist promise. As artists, we will always try our best, respect ourselves, our friends, and our artwork, take responsibility, imagine new things, support each other, and take time to clean up. Okay, our I can statement today is I can create line drawings using a single continuous line. Continuous means it never stops. Both of these are drawn with the same line all the way through. Now, if you accidentally pick up your pen or pencil, as long as you put it back exactly where you were, it'll still count as a continuous line. So real fast, we're going to review our elements of art. The elements of art, remember, are basic parts of an artwork. You'll find them in at least some of them in every artwork you look at. We're going to focus on lines today, but the other ones are going to be color, value, shapes, textures, forms, and space. So, y'all, what is a line and what kind of lines are there? Basically, a line is just a thin mark on your paper formed by a moving dot like the tip of your pencil or your pen. A famous artist once said that a line is just a dot that went on a walk. So if you start with a dot and then just take it somewhere else, it turns into a line. And you guys know there are all sorts of lines: vertical, horizontal, diagonal, zigzag, curvy, stair step, wavy, all kinds. So take a minute, look around you, see if you see any lines wherever you are. Now you're probably somewhere that might have a window. So if you look at your window, you might see some vertical lines going up and down and some horizontal lines go across. So lines are everywhere. So I'm going to give you all about a minute to draw as many kinds of lines as you can on your paper. So on your mark, get set, and go. These can be any type of line. You can use different colors if you have them. You can do different widths of lines. They can be solid or dashed or dotted. They can go vertical, horizontal, diagonal, however you want. Just fill it up with lines. This is going to be good practice for when we're drawing lines in just a minute. Okay, I think we got about 15 seconds left. So make sure you are getting some more on there. And we're going to say time's up. So take a look at your lines. How many did you get? What kinds do you have? And then we're going to look at the next thing. All right. So what do you notice about the lines in these two drawings? They're both different subjects. Let me move my portrait so you can see my title there. So the first one it's untitled. It's a horse by Pablo Picasso. Couldn't find a year on it. And the second one is Nike Air Max shoes by DFT, which is I believe, a French pair of artists. You can check out their Instagram at differently spelled like that. And this one was done in 2016. So if you look carefully, you probably noticed that both of these pictures were only drawn with one single line. So like on Picasso, he starts on the forehead, he goes all the way around, he continues everything, even the eyes connected, he keeps going back everywhere, lots of swoops and shapes. And actually, ooh, it looks like this one was two lines. He picked up right here and then kept going. But that's okay. And then over here on the shoe, the same kind of deal. It's drawn with one line. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I'm going to show you a couple examples I did and then a quick video on how to do one. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You can draw anything you want as long as you do single line. Try to do at least 2 or 3 of these because they don't take a long time. They're really fun. So here are 2 that I did. This first one, I just did a face, and it kind of reminds me of some of Picasso's artwork because it is a little bit abstract looking, even though it is a face. I started up here, the eye, and ended up down here on the neck. And this is the one that's going to be in the tutorial, so you can watch that. The big things are making sure you don't pick up your pencil, making sure if you're looking at something especially that you kind of trace along the object with your eye while you're tracing it with your pen or your marker. I did all of these with a marker. This water bottle, I started up here, went all the way down around. These were a lot of fun, the curves, and back up, and ended up back at the top as well. And then I have these 2 too. Starbucks cup, and I actually did all of this shading here in single lines too. I did pick up mine once or twice just because my hands were getting sore and cramped, but I made sure I started back exactly where I picked up. And then this one I did of just my hand. Hands are a lot of fun because you got a lot of different lines on them, especially as you get older and get more wrinkles in your hands like me. You can have a lot of fun. So take this as a chance. You can either draw something from your imagination, or like I said, I think it's even easier if you have something realistic to look at. But do either one. Try to draw 2 or 3, and make sure you turn those in for me on Canvas. All right, here's the tutorial. Have a great week. Okay, everybody, so today we're going to be doing a continuous line drawing, which basically means you are just going to use one line. You're going to draw an object with that single line. So you may have to cross back over a few times. You may have to make some choices that would look a little differently. So I think I'm just going to show y'all how to do kind of a simple portrait, but you can choose to do anything you want as long as you are only using one line. So I'm going to use marker because it's easier for me to fight the urge of going back and changing things. I'm going to start up with an eye. You can see I'm just doing one continuous line. I'm tracing back over my lines. That's a good thing if you need to get to another place on your paper. I have to make sure I connect everything. So I connected my eyebrow here. Now I'm going to connect, oh, I picked it up, but I'm going to start back at the same place. I'm going to do like a nose down here. It's not going to be an awesome nose, but it'll work. Let me go in, maybe do like that. There, that's a little better. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this little cleft right here. And we'll start working on a mouth. Again, it's hard when you're only using one line, so it may look a little bit funny, kind of like those examples that we looked at. I need a way to get down here, so I'm going to cheat and go down for my chin. Let's do an ear, inside of the ear, and go up here. And that'll be about as wide as my face is going to be. I'm going to use a piece of hair maybe to get down to my eyebrows. So there's another eyebrow. Here's my other eye. Again, you can retrace back where you were to get to another place. Oh, my marker's running out a little bit. That's okay. Get some hair over here. And then I want to try to make this side as symmetrical as I can, which means it looks similar to the other side. Again, we're using one line and we're not erasing, so if you mess up a little bit, that's okay. You just change it to something else. I'm gonna get a neck going. There's our neck. Maybe a little bit of shoulder action. Here's a shoulder, there's a shoulder. And anything else I need to do? I think I'm good, guys. So I'm gonna go right there. So you can see again, I started right here with my eye, went all the way around with one line. I did pick up my pencil by accident a few times, but I started right back where I was, and then I ended right here. You can see it may not look quite as good as some of your other artwork because this is a challenge. You're doing this whole thing with one line. And for me, I think it's easier to look at something like I did with my hand here. I think that was easier for me because I could look at my hand and I could follow along, and I had something realistic to base it off of. Sometimes when you are trying to make it up out of your brain with all the extra rules, it can be tricky. But just do your best, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.